Good morning. It is day 163 on the Pacific Crest Trail. It was a lovely dry start this morning, didn't rain overnight. Campsite was nice and dry, even though we're in the middle of the forest. Nothing too damp, which is wonderful. Left at about just after 6:30, I think, trying to get a little bit of an earlier start. Because we're doing about 24 miles today, and there's about 6,000 feet of elevation across the day, or 6,000 feet of up, also about 6,000 down. It's very much like one big up, one big down, one big up, one big down. So some big climbs today. Starting off at the bottom in a forest, very green. Should be a fun time with all the blowdowns as well. We'll see how much they slow us down. No sign of jump scare last night either. Actually might catch up with us today, we'll see. Or maybe it might just be a wait until Stahikin type situation. But yeah, should be an entertaining day if nothing else. Catch up in a bit. Hello again. As expected, today was pretty tough. The blowdowns weren't as bad as all the fear-mongering said, although there were also plenty of comments on Far Out saying, don't worry about the fear-mongering, you've seen worse than this before. So I wasn't too worried. I had seen worse blowdowns. Some of them were kind of tricky and a bit of a challenge, but most of them just kind of slowed me down a little bit, which I wasn't too worried about. So I started the day early. Like I said, I kind of anticipated that it was going to take a long time because of the 6,000 feet of up and all the blowdowns. So I wouldn't say I pushed necessarily, but I definitely didn't really stop much. Just kind of kept a steady pace for most of the day. Managed to get in at about 6 p.m, which is what I was kind of aiming for. So kind of worked out. Except for the fact that, like I said before, the trail is very busy right now. And I got to the campsite at 6, thinking I'd kind of overtaken most people, or that I was leading the pack, to find it completely full. And so I managed to find somewhere about 0.1 miles further on that is incredibly slanted. So not the best site for me, and I've seen about 9 other people go past. So hopefully, I'm still waiting for Birdsong and Scales to get here. Hopefully we can figure something out when they arrive. But yeah, it's been a busy day. Saying that, it was appreciated having all the people around to start off with, because we had some, probably the most difficult blowdowns were the ones at the beginning of the day. And there was also a sketchy river crossing, which we haven't had in a little while. So I was glad that we had people around to keep each other safe, keep an eye out for everyone. And then, the first climb began. It was about, first one was 3,000 feet up across 8 or 9 miles, where it kind of went incredibly steep and then flat and then incredibly steep again, on and on. And I noticed as I got higher up that there was a smoky haze becoming more and more visible, which kind of made me sad. But it did kind of clear up, so it seemed to kind of be getting worse and worse up until about 10 or 11 o'clock, I think, and then it just started clearing up, which was great, because some of the views today, as over the past few days, have just been astounding. I feel really, really lucky to see some of the views that we've got out here and the mountainscapes that you'll see little videos of. It was, so cool. I did also graze my leg on a blowdown in exactly the same place that I have a scab from before. It's basically a tradition at this point. If there's a blowdown, I must scratch my leg on it, so nice to keep that one alive. One other thing about the smoke is that it did cause a kind of funky rainbow effect with the clouds early in the morning. So although it was sad there was a bit of smoke, it did make for a cool visual effect at least. And I was also glad to be out of the sun for the first bit of the climb, because the second climb, which was 2,500 feet over about 5 miles this time, so similar-ish but more kind of steady elevation gain, was more exposed. Luckily it wasn't too hot today, but I definitely drenched myself in sweat, so I'm glad I filled up beforehand with water. At lunch I had, halfway through the day, or just over half, I think it was about 14 miles in, so I had about 10 miles left. Was at the bottom of the first climb. There was a creek aptly named Milk Creek, because again it was full of that good old glacial runoff, chalky milk water. Not much shade, annoyingly, but yeah, had a quick little lunch there, and then began the second climb, where it was pretty overgrown. Like, again, with the fear-mongering, people had said that it was really overgrown, and that was probably true for the first 0.5 miles either side of the creek, but after that it kind of cleared up. And yeah, again, just a little bit tedious, a little bit annoying, but nothing too intense. And it was interesting, actually, at lunch, speaking to some other people who are really just done with trail. I don't know, they seem to be really tired and just want to be done and ready to get off, which I can kind of I am also ready to get to the end. I'm excited to reach the end, but some people just seem almost broken by the trail, and I don't know, it seems to be the ones that tend to go faster or kind of push themselves a bit more. So I'm firm believer in hike your own hike, but I am grateful that I have done the trail in the way that I have, with the people I have that are just taking it more chill and using up pretty much all of my visa time, just to really enjoy the time that I've got out here. So yeah, just a little observation from chatting to people today. So after lunch, big climb, very sweaty, pretty hot, but not as bad as I expected it to be. And then getting to the top, again, stunning views, great mountain range. Although when I was looking at the mountain range, I noticed, or I heard, thunder rumbling in the distance, and I couldn't really see any big clouds, but I kind of then, as I was winding my way through, started to see some pretty big scary clouds come together, which was a little bit disconcerting about 4 miles away from the end of the day. But luckily it's not raining. I'm not sure if it will rain overnight. I've got my tent set up, admittedly not in the best position. It's one corner is literally hanging off a ledge, but we're fine, it's fine. So rest of the way down, again, blowdowns weren't too bad. There were still a few, but there were also some thimbleberries, which I very much enjoyed, and then also some dried up raspberries, which made me a bit sad that it was something that I've missed out on. I haven't had any wild raspberries out here, but it's fine. I've had many other types of berries, so I can't complain too much. And then so made it to camp. It's currently about 7:30 p.m, still waiting for the others. Light is fading fairly quickly, so I hope it's not too dark when they do arrive. But yeah, we'll see when they arrive what happens. I'll fill you in tomorrow. I'll see you there.